First, I want to start off with this Sabrina Carpenter Sweet Tooth Cherry Baby. That is definitely a mouthful, but I love this one. Um, I must say, when I first got this one, I got a very medicinal cherry that I did not like, and it took a while, 7, 8, 9 months, for me to really like this one. I get the dark chocolate in this one, and of course, it is a cherry fragrance. So I do get a cherry, and I love it for what it is. Then I have this Zara Red Temptation and Tobacco Extrait de Parfum. This is really nice. I love that this one has the tobacco in here. It's not really loud. It's not really boisterous. It's a really feminine, dark, sexy date night out type of fragrance. That's the only time I wear this one. And I've only picked this one up last summer. I think this was a 2024 release. And with that being said, it is brand new. It still needed to sit in my collection, but now she is showing her behind. I love this one so much. A beautiful tobacco fragrance. Next over here we have this Coach Love by Coach. This one is again another new release. I believe it was out for maybe a couple of years, not sure, but it's new to my collection. This one is a beautiful wild strawberry fragrance. I get the juicy strawberry in the beginning, in the mid, and in the very, very end of this fragrance. When it's dried down, all I get is wild strawberry. It is sour, and I love it. Super amazing. Then I have here this Marc Jacobs Dot by Marc Jacobs. This is a second bottle for me. Had I known that they were going to discontinue this one, I would have picked up at least one more, but this is the final bottle that I do have, and I love the tropicalness of this. It's giving fruity. It is a little bit floral, but it's definitely more on the tropical side. Love this one for what it is. Then back here I have Catalina Herrera, Very Good Girl. And if you like Delina or you like that DNA, you will definitely like this one. This one gets me tons of compliments every single time I wear it. That lychee in here is so good. It's so raw and it's sour, and it just brings out the best in me. I always go back into my feminine era whenever I wear this, okay? Because it is so good. So if you don't want to spend $300 on the Lena girl, get you a bottle for $100 at Ulta or Sephora. It's really, really, really good. Next year, I have this Yara Candy by Lattafa. This one, again, is sort of new to my collection. I haven't really given her a full wear test, only because when I first sprayed this one, I got a little bit of a chemical smell, and I think that because she needed to macerate just a little bit more, she wasn't giving what she was supposed to have given. And now I sprayed this one yesterday. Loved it. I loved everything about this one. It is a very sweet, tangy, juicy type of fragrance with some florals. Love Yara Candy. I'm good, definitely backup worthy for me. The next one that I do have here is Si Pastillon by Giorgio Armani, which one is this one is a very tropical leaning type of fragrance with some florals. There's some pineapple and different types of red berries, and fruit in here is so good. I love it, love it, love it. Then I have this body mist by Truly. This one is Ma Cherie, and I put her up here with my perfumes because I feel like she's definitely worthy of being up here. She gives me at least 4 to 5 hours of a wear on my skin and on my clothes, and I think it's because of that dark chocolate that's in here that brings out the cherry. The dark chocolate is a little bit more long lasting, I think. It is so good, such a combination. Dark chocolate and cherry for the win. And then over here we have this Ansam Gold by Latafa. This is another fruity, very floral, very juicy in the opening type of fragrance. I think this one has some mandarin oranges and some other notes, but it's definitely giving a vibrancy, okay? It's very uplifting. I don't know what about this that just screams femininity in and out of this fragrance. It is so good. I love this one. And this is very reminiscent of the next fragrance that I'm going to show you. She's long lasting. She's beast mode, and everybody gives me compliments. Now, back there, I have Ariana by Parfume Damali. Ariana is so juicy. Just like On Some Gold, they are very much, very much similar to each other. One bottle is very expensive, the other is like 40, $50. And I will definitely choose the Ansem Gold over Oriana any day because of the longevity. Now I feel like because of the marshmallow in here, in the Oriana, it's a little bit more doable. It's a little bit more softer than Ansem Gold, and it's a little bit more creamier, if you ask me. But I love them both, and I will definitely not trade them for the world. Over here, I have Batik Watermelon by Aroma Concepts. This one is a juicy watermelon Jolly Rancher type of fragrance. Some might say that it is very juvenile. I'm almost 50 years old and I love juvenile things. So, yeah, this one is Trini Girl, and I've had Trini Girl in my collection since 2016, since the day it was released at Sears. I was number one in line to pick up Nikki's perfume, okay? I love Trini Girl. It's so good. It's very tropical leaning. There's some coconut in there that you really can't get, but you do get a combination of fruitiness and juiciness. And that's why she's still in my collection. Next, I have Britney Spears Fantasy Intense. This is another cupcakey, very sweet, girly, feminine, juvenile type of fragrance that I love. I think there's also kiwi in this one. The original Britney Spears Fantasy was a love for me. That was one of the first perfumes that I've ever dove into, and the Intense is just the same. She's just a little bit more long lasting. This one is Britney Spears Electric Fantasy with that passion fruit note. I love it just because I love tropical things, and that passion fruit note speaks to me every single time. So that's the reason why she's still in my collection. This one is Jimmy Choo Fever by Jimmy Choo, which has that coffee and I think there's cacao in this one. It's very much giving fall and winter. It is for now weather. The weather that we are in currently, which is like 30, 40, 50 degrees, she's giving. Okay, I get tons of compliments with this one. I love pairing her up with um, the fragrance lotion that it came with. It's just giving me life every time I wear it. The next one that is a recent pickup for me, I picked this up at duty free at some airport. I can't remember. I think it's Dominican Republic, but I picked this one up recently, and it is Twilly de Hermes, and this is Tutti. Now this one is really good. It is a lychee fragrance. I think it's lychee in this one. That's really giving it a very tropical, beautiful twist. It is a very sexy fragrance, and I think I will be reaching for more when it is spring or summer. So yeah, I haven't really worn this one out, just tested it on my skin, but I think it's too cold for me to even come up with a conclusion as to what it's giving, okay? But I know I like it. Next, I have Twilly de Hermes Eau Pauvre. I know I probably jacked that up, but I'm not French, so we are going to say that I do love this one. I wear this on date nights, me and my husband, or if I am just going out with the girls. my sisters or my coworkers were doing a girl night karaoke. Whatever the case might be, I love wearing Toile de Hermes en Pauvre. Then I have Narciso by Narciso Rodriguez, and this is Narciso Rouge. Um, I know that this one has sadly been discontinued, but you can still find this at Nostrum Rack. That's where I picked this one up some years ago, and I recently saw it there again. It is such a beautiful iris perfume that leans powdery and very musky. You must be into musky fragrances to like that one. Then I have MAC Candy Yum Yum. Yeah. And this one has the most beautiful tropical guava note that's I've ever witnessed in a fragrance. I love this one. There's also some cotton candy, and it really sweetens up that fragrance a lot. Here I have the Love Fest Burning Cherry, which to me is just giving cherries and Palo Santo. This one is very woody and it's smoky, and I love it. Such a gorgeous fragrance, cherry fragrance that I have. I'm super happy to have that in my collection. Here we have Victor and Rolf Bonbon that has that caramel note to it. Super nice. It's very, very fitting for the weather right now that we're in. It is winter here in Florida, finally. So I've been using this one. I don't think last year in 2024 I've reached for that one at all. And that is a shame, okay, because she is so nice. Back here, I have Eden Kayali Eden Juicy Apple 01. I have a travel size, plus I have the larger size, 3.4 fluid ounces. And I love this. I feel like if you love just warm, soft, comforting, juicy fragrances for any time of the year, you're going to love this Kayali Juicy Eden Juicy Apple 01. Next up here, I have this Coach Wild Rose. Coach Wild Rose is a beautiful floral fragrance that I have been reaching for a lot lately. I feel like I've never reached for this one last fall. I've just reached for it in the winter, I think. I don't even think I reached for this one in spring or summer. She's giving me Baccarat, okay? That DNA stands out. Every time I spray it, I get that DNA, and I just feel like even with that DNA, she shines. She smells amazing. She lasts forever and a day on my skin. She's giving me up to 8 hours on a 8-hour workday on my skin and on my clothes. So I love the rosiness, the florals in that one. Then I have Gucci Guilty Absolute Parfum. This one is definitely giving me florals all through and through. I really can't remember what notes are in this one, but I know she is definitely a compliment getter. I have a coworker that absolutely loves this one, and she always compliments me whenever I wear it. Gucci Guilty Absolute Parfum. And last for this shelf, I have this Banana Republic Dark Cherry and Amber. And like it says, it is a dark cherry ambery type of fragrance that is so good, and it's very inexpensive. It is not cheap smelling at all. It lasts a long time. It's giving me 3 to 4, maybe 5 hours on my clothes. Love this dark cherry and amber from Banana Republic. So moving right along to the next shelf, there is Daisy Love Pop by Marc Jacobs. This is another beautiful, creamy, very gourmand, very fruity type of fragrance that is just so youthful. It's playful, and I love it. This one has a beautiful note of pistachio and whipped cream, and that mixture just blends so perfect in this fragrance. I'm always going to have her for that reason. Then there is Versace Bright Crystal. This is definitely a classic. I think any girl who was into fragrance eons ago would definitely know about this one and have it in their collection as well. It's just such an easy reach, grab and go for any day and any time. Then there is Marc Jacobs Daisy Oh So Sweet. This is Daisy Love, I'm sorry. Oh So Sweet. And I have been loving this one as well. It's a lot of berries in here, and there's definitely that note of daisy. Marc Jacobs knows how to work that daisy in a fragrance, okay? I can't stomach daisy from a lot of different brands. They just don't do it right. They don't do it like Marc, okay? He does it right. He gets the daisy and he just blends it oh so well, and it is blended well in this fragrance. I love it. Then over here, we have this Victoria's Secret Tease. This one is Sugar Flur, and I picked this one up I think in 2021 when it was first released, and it is a beautiful apple fragrance that I will always have in my collection. It does not last forever and a day, but she's just so beautiful when she's on my skin. Love the apple in here. I love the way it just radiates, okay? And it is a very beautiful, crowd-pleasing fragrance at that. Next, I have this Bond number 9. This is Bryant Park. I've had this in my collection for a while now, probably about 3 or 4 years. Don't know why I don't reach for this one too much. I don't know. I know there's like a rhubarb note in here. That is probably what's throwing it off. And it just does not work 100% with my skin chemistry. I've never really researched, any layering combos or done any layering combos with Bryant Park, but if I did, I think I would enjoy it more. Other than that, I mean, it is a beautiful fragrance that has a little bit of green undertones, and I love it. Then we have the brand new to my collection, this Kayali Yum Bougie Marshmallow 81. Yeah, it is definitely a mouthful. I love this one. I always get compliments from my coworkers whenever I wear this one. She's super sweet. She's girly. She's feminine. She is definitely giving all the things that the youth, even people in their 40s like me, love in a fragrance, okay? And yeah, I recommend this one to a lot of people. Okay, we have a Juicy Couture. This is Viva La Juicy Le Bubbly. And as you can see, it is used down, okay? I did put a significant dent in this because I reach for her so often. So oftentimes we just disregard the Viva La Juicies. To a lot of people, they're youthful and they're for teeny boppers. And listen, I love it, and that's all that matters. I love the champagne note that's in here. It is very bubbly for a reason, and I'm gonna have her forever in my collection. Next, I have this Kayali Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar 42, and I like this one. When I first got it, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna keep this in my collection, but almost a year later, I've been loving her, okay? She's definitely giving me Jean Paul Gaultier Labels type of vibes whenever I spray her. I know that pear in here is just so... The pear in here is done right. There's bubblegum, there is some vanilla, just to name a few of the notes, but it's so good. It lasts forever, and I've been loving her down, okay? Next, I have this Kayali Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper 25. This to me and to my nose is a very powdery fragrance. I've been trying my best to just hold on to it and create some amazing combos, but I just have not had the time. I will do so. That's the reason why I still have her in my collection. Not the biggest fan of powdery things. If you know me, you know that. But I'm going to hold on to her just a little bit longer and see if I can come up with some amazing combos to actually make it worth my while and keep her in my collection. Next, I have the Moschino Toy 2 Bubblegum Pop, or just Bubblegum, I think, um, that I've had for a while now. I picked this up from TJ Maxx after it was discontinued, and I like it. It is a beautiful floral bubblegummy type of fragrance that is very girly and feminine, and it's very youthful, and I will always have that in my collection. Next, I have Prada Candy Gloss. Now, I have had this since 2020. I remember getting this right as soon as the pandemic hit, and I hardly ever reach for her. First of all, the reason why I still have her in my collection is because of that cherry note. It's a beautiful cherry, not medicinal at all. It's really super nice. It's creamy and it's sweet. I just don't know why I never reach for her. I always have her in the back somewhere and just hiding in the back of all the other perfumes that I do have. I need to bring her out some more because she is so, so good. Whenever I wear her, I get tons of compliments. Next, I have Sniff Rose Era. I picked this one up and I've been loving it. I think I picked this one up in the summer when it was first released, summer of 2024. And I have been loving this one. I love the soapy, clean scent that it gives, okay, on my skin. It is so nice and it just is very feminine, and I like this for nighttime, for bedtime. I love this for going to work. I mean, even for church, when I don't want to wear anything too loud, I would reach for her, and she is just that girl. She's amazing. I do have um, Britney Spears Fantasy, the original, right over there. I have two of the Tutti Delices back there, Babea Papa, and I have Phrase Bonbon, I think, if that's the way the French pronounce it. Okay, I'm not French. And then I have Britney Spears Fantasy back there. I love those. Next, we have Pink Friday by Nicki Minaj. This one is another beautiful floral with a lot of fruit in it. That's all I remember. I used to wear this down, okay, over and over every single night. This was a bedtime scent for me. But her sister, Pink Friday 2, took over. And now this is the one I reach for bedtime and for gym and for church. If I want to wear something really soft and feminine, I would reach for Pink Friday 2. Here I have Brown Girl Jane. Okay, this one is Carnival. I've been loving. It is so good. It's a real legit fruity tropical scent that I really love. So yeah, Brown Girl Jane Carnival. Then right over here is this Givenchy Irresistible. This is the Eau de Parfum, and I love the pear in here. It's such a juicy, very gorgeous pear. It's not super sweet as a fragrance, but it is sweet in its own way. People love it, okay? People love this. Whenever they smell it, they want to know what I have on. So yeah, Givenchy Irresistible. Then here I have Burberry Ha, the Elixir. This is another beautiful fruity floral that I have loved. I haven't reached for her in over a few months, but I need to reach for her soon. She's creamy and she's rich, and I love that Burberry Ha. This is Gucci Flora Gorgeous Magnolia. This one here has a beautiful coconutty background, okay? It is so good. I do get the coconut whenever I put this on my skin. I have the travel size in this and I still have just a little bit left, so I have not reached for this particular bottle, but as soon as my travel size is done, I will be reaching for this bottle right here. I have Sabrina Carpenter Sweet Tooth. This is the one with the marshmallow, I think, and that dark chocolate. I think that's what's in here, but I do get marshmallow and I do get dark chocolate. It is very creamy, very gourmand. I believe a little bit spicy because there's some type of ginger in here, but it is so, so good. I love this one. Next, I have Prada Le Parfum Low. This is another beautiful tropical leaning type of fragrance. This one has some ylang ylang and some tuberose. It is white floral heavy, but then it's tropical at the same time. I love this one in the summer. I've used her quite a bit over the past summer, and I'll forever have her in my collection because she's such an easy reach grab and go for me. Next, we have Ariana Grande Cloud Pink. And this one has such beautiful notes. It's really reminiscent of the clouds. Okay, it definitely has that DNA, but this one is more fruity and it's more juicy. There's some red berries in here, and I think there's some pineapple, there's coconut water, there's dragon fruit. It's a whole bunch of notes, even though there's a little bit of, I think there's moss in here in the base of this fragrance, but I don't get that. All I get is fruitiness and juiciness all day long, and she lasts forever on my skin. Now, the next one that I do have in my collection is this AFNAN Supremacy Gala. And this is by AFNAN, I think, the Middle Eastern perfumer. Now, this is so good. I've used this 2 years in a row now since I've had it, and I get tons of compliments. People always ask me what I'm wearing whenever I wear this one because it is so good. I think there's some type of brown sugar in here. There's some frangipani. There's just a mixture of different fruit. There's even some orange in here, or mandarin, something like that. But I like this one. It is so beautifully blended that and it lasts all day, okay, on my skin. I cannot hype this up anymore. If you like unisex leaning fragrances, you will love this one for sure. Next up, we have the infamous Burberry Ha from Burberry. Now, this one is a beautiful fruity floral fragrance that I have really enjoyed over the past couple of years. She had to take a back seat, okay, because look at the dent in her. Okay, there's some strawberry, there's some raspberry, I think there's some blackberries and some jasmine, nothing but fruitiness, and then she lasts all day. Next up, we have Paco Rabanne's Fame Blooming Pink. This one is really nice. It's a very incensey, sexy, tropical leaning fragrance. There's some mango in here, some vanilla. I just love this one. It's have been duplicated numerous times, but this is the OG. It will remain the OG. I love it, and I'll always have her in my collection. Next up, we have Viva La Juicy Couture Glacé. I like this one. I've used this one over and over numerous times, and I think it's just a soft, sweet fragrance. It's very girly and feminine. There's some sorbet in here, which really sweetens it. And then there's some vanilla, and I think there's also some type of jasmine and orange blossom, if I am correct. I love this one. It's so, so nice for the girls that want to wear something that is non-offensive. Next up for the shelf, we have the infamous Yara by Lattafa, which is a very creamy, with some fruity notes in there type of fragrance, okay? To me, with this one, I get more of a tropical fruit smoothie than a milkshake. I don't know, that's what I get to my nose, because there's lots of fruit in here. There's some sweet notes, and I think there's some vanilla and some different things that really makes a beautiful concoction when it's on the skin. And I feel like everybody's chemistry radiates differently with this one, but I love this Yara by Lattafa, and I think I'll always have her in my collection. Next, we have Good Girl Blush by Carolina Herrera. This one is a very good fragrance for like everyday use. It could be someone's signature scent if you want to take it that route. I feel like on my skin it's a very juicy, very fresh, very almondy type of opening with a little bit of vanilla and some florals in there, and I love this one especially for date night with my husband. And last but not least on the shelf, I have the Delina La Rose, which I love and I prefer more over the original Delina. This is a very fresh, very watery, very aquatic type of fragrance with some rose and some white florals in here, and it's just giving fresh and sexy. And it's grown and it's so juicy, and it's just everything that a feminine woman, the ultimate feminine woman, would wear like on an everyday basis. Again, this could be someone's signature scent if you are that type of girl and you have the money to spend on a bottle this size. I mean, it's over $200. If you can afford it, rock it, but I can only afford to wear this on my most personal and intimate occasions, on date nights with my husband in the spring and summer, because she is definitely a juicy one. So I did show you part one. I'm going to be breaking this up because I have so many fragrances. So this is going to be part one of my, I want to say 3-part fragrance collection video. I I love everything that I have. Some of them I need to work on them just a little bit more, but I will be doing that this year in 2025. And I'm trying to make very um, good decisions as far as purchasing. I'm trying to do no blind buys, and I'm trying to make sensible purchases for my fragrances in 2025 and going forward. So that is it. I love you so much. I missed you guys so, so much, but I will be seeing you in part 2 of my fragrance collection. If you like this video, please like and subscribe for more. And yeah, I love you. May God bless you. And until the next video.